Welcome back to the Manc Entrepreneur YouTube channel, and in today's episode I'm going to be sharing with you how you can find out the best way to understand your customer. Now, at first you might be stood there thinking, well, I already know who my customers are or who my target audience is, and that's all well and good. But what I'm going to talk to you about is how you need to get into the mind of your customer and know exactly who your target audience is, and not necessarily just the audience, but the key decision maker. Most businesses are a simple split. You're either doing B2C, which is business to consumer or customer, or B2B, which is business to business. And in some businesses, they do both. Now, when it comes to the consumer, that's all well and good. You know, you will more than likely have an ideal demographic of who buys your products or services, and you'll know how to target them directly. That's fine. But what if you're doing B2B sales? That's where things can get a little bit more interesting. Now, to put some context into this, I used to do some consultancy work for a company here in the UK called Flubbit, and they are, for all intents and purposes, a demand-driven marketplace. You tell Flubbit what it is you want to buy, and they will find you that product for cheaper than where you've already found it available. I'll put the link to Flubbit down below. You should definitely check them out. But my role with Flubbit was basically to onboard businesses into the Flubbit marketplace. That way we could get new visitors because we had new stock available, but we also had to, and because we had lots of traffic, we could then attract more businesses and then more visitors, and it was this whole chicken and egg thing over and over again. So my job was to go after the businesses to get them to sell onto the Flubbit platform. The chap who I was working for at the time was a guy called Andy, and Andy, if you're watching this, hello, thank you for everything that I learned from you. Andy was one of the best sort of sales guys that I've ever had the pleasure of working with. And Andy knew straight away what the key was, and the key was the key was with selling Flubbit was to get in through the door, get face to face, and sell them what Flubbit actually was. Because in all intents and purposes, back then, I'm not sure what it's like now, but back then it was almost a no-brainer for a lot of businesses. But getting in through the door was the hard part. First, you had to sort of pick up the phone and try and get through to the right person. And that's the thing with business, is that you need to understand who it is you're speaking to. If you're working in a digital agency or a social media agency, do you need to speak to the CEO? Do you need to speak to the marketing director? Do you need to speak to the CFO, to the COO, to the marketing manager, to the marketing team? You know, there's so many different people, and you need to get through to the right person. And not always is the case where the CEO is the person you need. The reason a CEO might have a marketing director in place is so he doesn't have to deal with that side of things. So, of course, knowing who you're trying to get after is key. The next consideration is who is the decision maker. The sooner you can rule in or out whether you are dealing with a decision maker will definitely make the process simpler. You don't want to spend 30 minutes giving a pitch to the marketing manager only to then discover that he or she has no authority to make any sort of big decisions or have any say on budget and spending, and then have to do it all over again to the CEO or the marketing director. So rule number one is to try and identify the decision maker. Who do you need to speak to? And that can be done very easily just by asking the question. Are you in charge of the marketing budget for your team? Are you in charge of business development? Blah, blah, blah. Who am I best speaking to regarding business development opportunities? Whatever it is that you may be working in, you can do that research. LinkedIn is still a fantastic tool to find out names of people and job titles in industries. The big thing which a lot of salespeople struggle with is identifying the need. What is your customer struggling with that you can help them with? Remember, the key to being successful is to give value. If you can solve a problem that someone's having, they will pay for that problem to be resolved. I see it so much. I experience it. I get calls and emails all the time from people trying to sell me things because they need to make a sale. That is the wrong way to go about it. You need to tell me why I need this in my life. Why is this going to be of benefit to me? I'm not interested in your sales targets. I'm interested in my own business and how it's going to how whatever your product or service is going to help me overcome a problem or get more sales, or how is it going to benefit the person. So that's sort of rule number 2, is understand your customers' problems and pitch them the solution. Ultimately, your product or your service is going to be solving a problem. Regardless of whatever it is, that is the main reason that products and services exist. Sure, there's the odd ones that are entertainment based, and that's fine too. But ultimately, you have to sell the features and the benefits, and don't forget the benefits. That is what a lot of people are going to buy, especially if it's a smaller ticket product or service, and it could be classed as a more impulse or emotive buying choice. You have to play on the features and benefits. How is this going to benefit me? Make them love the product, make them love the service. If you've got a product or a service which is going to reduce massively their customer service headache, sell them that. Sell them the dream that they won't need to spend hours replying to inane questions ever again. So that's sort of rule 2. Understanding the customer, you need to understand the problems that they are facing. A follow-on from that is simply, don't be scared to ask. It's like, you can assume what a company's problem may be, or where they may be struggling, or what is holding them back, but you don't know. You're only guessing. They may have a back-end system which they've built themselves, which already gets rid of the problem that you think they have. Ask them what they are struggling with. Ask them what the pain points are in their business, and ultimately, if you can fix them, or you can help them, or help even just alleviate some of that pain, then that's where you have the common ground. You've got a solution to a problem that they're having. Ask, don't guess, don't assume. And finally, I'm going to say, be yourself. Ultimately, people will do business with people that they like. If you are if you're a personable person who enjoys speaking with people, who genuinely cares, who genuinely wants to know about other people's lives and how you can help, do that, because that is what people are going to be buying. That people are going to invest into people. They always have, and they always will. That is the one thing that robots will never be able to replace. It's that personal touch, that you are a person just like me. I like you, let's work on something together. Let's come together in a partnership and solve a problem. That is how you are going to win. That is how you're going to understand your customer, by letting them understand you. The whole concept of understanding your customer boils down to looking at their business, looking at how you can add value, how can you solve a problem, and sell them that. With that said, if you have any questions about how to understand your customers better, if you've got any examples that you want any help with, let me know in the comments down below. I'll always get back to you as soon as I can. With that said, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you think, as always. If you've enjoyed it, hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and with that said, I'll catch you in tomorrow's video. Thank you for watching.